So with tools like, 3D printers, if you think of every elementary, junior high school, and high school, there's a football and a basketball field in every single elementary, junior high school, and high school. For the football field, one company benefits from that football field, that's the NFL. For the basketball court, one company benefits from kids learning to dribble and shoot three-point and slam dunk, NBA. For the baseball field, one company, MLB, benefits from that. So when you think of, STEM, what companies are benefiting from a kid's STEM education? So when you think of 3D printers and changing how a kid looks at the world that we live in and how they could, add to it via CAD designs or just learning how to create objects, what was once virtual an hour ago can become actual, 2 hours from now. So it changes how a kid looks at the world. So these 3D printers with the schools that we're doing with learning jobs and beyond is 2025 looks totally different than right now.
You got it. And another area that in all of our discussions and creative jam sessions we discovered that we share a passion for is the environment and sustainability. So what do you think about that in 3D printing?
We can talk about that?
A little bit.
Okay, so imagine you're at a concert, 100,000 people out in the field, the band's playing, you're drinking your water, you throw it on the floor, or aluminum, drinking a soda can, you throw it on the floor. Right now, we don't really know what happens to those, post-consumer goods, whether it be plastic bottles or aluminum cans. We know they can be recycled, but what if those things turn into fabric cartridges? The ink for your 3D printer was once something you tossed. It would make you rethink tossing that plastic water bottle or that aluminum can if you know that it could become fabric for your 3D printer at home, right? To know that 100,000 people at Coachella this came from that consumption. Or all of the NBA games combined from that one year turned into stuff that you buy those cartridges, you put in your house and you print with that stuff. So when you think of the environment and you think of like sustainability and less stuff going into landfills, then it's not waste anymore because you didn't waste it. It's only waste because we wasted all the opportunities to turn it into other things, like fabric cartridges.
And how do you feel about 3D edibles?
Oh, like 3D printed like chocolate?
Like chocolate, yeah.
Yeah, that's, I'm chocolate, but I hope you're
I want to be chocolate.
I ain't 3D printed though. No, but 3D printed edibles sounds tasty depending on what it is you're printing.
That's awesome. So you can see that Will brings a great deal of creativity to 3D systems, and he's going to lead and inspire many of our creative projects, alliances, partnerships. He's going to help us mainstream 3D printing. We're going to begin to talk about not will we have a 3D printer in every home, but what room in your house will your 3D printer reside, right?
Exactly. And, if you think of, music is what I do. And when you think of transforming just how bands tour, every fan wants a piece from the artist other than just music. So when you think of going and seeing your favorite group, right now, the merchandise is how it was when the Grateful Dead was performing. Now, and every band, as technology grew, it went from just a guitar. When the Beatles played at, in that big stadium, they didn't have amplifiers. So I don't even know if the people in the nosebleeds even heard what was going on down there. But as technology grew, amplifiers got bigger, the guitars changed, the keyboards went from real keyboards to synthesized keyboards, but the merch booth didn't change. Now, with this partnership, the idea of a band touring, and right next to the merch booth is a 3D printer. Not just printing stuff that was designed yesterday, but capturing the audience and then printing the audience for sale because you were there. That's amazing. Think about making an object out of everyone that was there in the building that day. Actually printing the building that day. All the things that, you know, changes my world drastically, because the merch booth hasn't changed, like I said, since the Grateful Dead. So now that 3D printer, it allows people to take objects from that night. So that the instant, you know, especially hopefully the group plays more than, you know, a 45-minute set. It's gonna take a while for this. Yes.
So it will extend the length of concerts a little bit.
We like dun, 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 dun. See you later. Wait, 3D printer, you finish it. All right.
So you and I did a little video last week in one take, unrehearsed.
Yep.
And we captured it, and we're gonna share it with all of you and post it on YouTube so that you can help us put out the message to the rest of the universe, all those that were not fortunate enough to be here, right here. So can we roll the video, please? It's a real honor and privilege to welcome you as our Chief Creative Officer of 3D Systems.
First off, I want to say thank you for inviting me into this wonderful world of 3D printing. It's an honor for me to be around the coolest people in the world at the forefront of changing the world of popular culture forever. As a fan of 3D printers and the possibilities of inviting this into a whole new creative community.
You've seen the potential of 3D printing, and now you're going to help us really taking 3D printing and trying to mainstream it.
The 3D printer is going to go into areas in culture that we never imagined them to go. I've been touring for 15 years. If Jimi Hendrix saw this, when it comes to popular culture in the world of music, our world used to sell CDs and cassettes. No longer. I think in the near future, they're gonna go on tour, and right in a merch booth will be a 3D printer. There'll be 10 3D printers printing wristbands from that night, printing, you know, pictures from that night for people to take home. Just immediate actualization of ideas and physical gatherings.
You talked before about physical photography.
Now we're on tour, you know, there's a camera guy in the front, capturing that special moment to print or to upload to the internet. Now, the whole stage should be able to have these senses around the whole thing so that I could take a moment of one dance move or one pose or one moment in time where I felt it was a significant moment, or the audience felt it was a significant moment that they could print. Michael Jackson did the moonwalk. Imagine if it was 3D captured. Or Michael Jordan doing the little dunk, that moment in time. If a two-dimensional image changed pop culture, imagine what the 3D image would have done to popular culture.
You are, I think, a visionary in terms of mega trends.
To be here at the beginning with the best 3D printing company, 3D Systems, is amazing.
This is not the same shirt in the video, actually. I 3D printed.
So am I. So I think this is a good time to take a few questions. Who wants to be first? Ah, there we go. We have the youngest reporter here.
As a company, where do you see 3D printing going in the next 5 to 10 years? And how do you think 3D printing will change from what it is today to what it will be in 10 years?
So, in your kitchen you have a refrigerator and a microwave. In 1930 or 40, no one thought a microwave would transform your kitchen. The speed at which you cook things or made things for your family. So I think in the next 5 and 10 years, you're gonna have 3D printers in your house. to where things like shoes and glasses and, you know, accessories and belts, you're not gonna have to go to the store and buy them. You're gonna download them from 3D Systems and print them. And you're gonna have designs from designers that have them just like I have songs on iTunes. In 1995, there were record stores. Now you have iTunes, not just in your house, but in your pocket. You used to have to go to stores to buy vinyl and CDs and tapes. You have to buy a record player or a CD player. That's all, you don't do that anymore. So just like you didn't do that anymore then, you're not gonna have to go to stores to buy belts and shoes tomorrow. I'm not gonna have to go to a store to buy glasses tomorrow. Like, to think about that now, you're like, yeah, right, what are you talking about? 5 to 10 years from now, you're gonna, this guy's white glasses, he would have printed them 2 hours ago. I'm gonna get an alert saying your 3D printed whatever product is available now at home. The thing you like is available for you to download. You want to pay for it now. I subscribe to people's designs and it prints as all the CADs are available. 3D printers will be in your house like refrigerators, TVs, and microwaves.
That was awesome. I'll tell you what, you're hired.
I thought I already was.
Next question.
Congratulations, guys, very exciting news. Quick question, the comments about Coachella turning the waste material from all of the attendees from Coachella into actual printable materials is very exciting, and I'd love to hear about what types of things you guys may be looking at and making that technology a reality.
I'll take a crack and you can pitch in. We're looking at some very serious, technologically feasible opportunities to turn waste into precious fashion, made by you, for you. And it's going to be a matter of months, not years, before we bring it to the market. For the rest, I'll say, just stay tuned and come to the next press event.
That's actually how this relationship started. It started by, I seek them out for this conversation around sustainability and making waste not waste. And like you said, it's months, not years.
No, we are absolutely, this is the bond that got us together, and Will and I are of the same mind, that we're gonna make it happen, and we're gonna make it happen here and now, this year.
I will. Who else from the entertainment industry is joining you on this journey? We saw a music video of your head being 3D printed about 6-9 months ago, right? I believe.
Yes. Actually, nobody. I'm the only one. The only. I feel like an alien, but it's great. Which is that's awesome. The others will come.
Printed and they will come.
There we go.
Printed and they will come.
So, Will, I know you're a strong supporter of FIRST Robotics, and I want to thank you for that. My son, Skyler, who asked the question earlier, is on Team Caution 1492 FIRST Robotics in Arizona. This year, the teams were able to get one of 3 3D printers, one of which the Cube was an option, so thank you to 3D Systems for making that possible too. So 2 questions. Can you talk a little bit about your support for FIRST Robotics? Will we see you in St. Louis for the World Finals? And can we convince you to come to Phoenix, Arizona for the Arizona Regionals also?
I would definitely be there in St. Louis. It'll be my 3rd year in a row. As far as my passion for FIRST Robotics, if I was 12, I would beg my mom to find a FIRST Robotics team to put me on, right? That is the most exciting thing, not just for kids, but for adults. Not just for kids and adults, but for America. Not just for America, but freaking the planet, right? And I support US FIRST Robotics any chance I get, I'm talking about how cool that is. Any chance I get, I found myself trying to weave a collaboration between whatever it is I do and First Robotics. Whether it's doing a TV show about it on ABC called I Am First, or suggesting that, you know, how can we further our support with the teams and incorporate 3D printers in championships, as well as other technologies as well. So Dean is not just, you know, a partner in my endeavors in philanthropy with the schools that we're doing around America, but he's a mentor to me. That guy is like a hero. And anytime he calls me, I'm suited and booted, ready for action.
And Dean was here yesterday, and he's a good friend. As you know, we have enabled 400 cubes for First Robotics last year, and with Dean and Will and myself together, we want to put it in the hands of every team this year. So Dean was here yesterday, we talked about it, Will is committed. One way or another, we will figure out how to make it happen this year. One more time, our Chief Creative Officer and good friend, the face of 3D printing.
I just want to say one last thing. In popular culture right now, that you see it a lot. You see like big companies trying to figure out what celebrity they could bring together to become a creative director for their company. I see it. So for all the skeptics that are like, uh-oh, here goes another one of those things. This isn't another one of those things. I would be doing something like this without 3D Systems because I'm passionate about teaching kids science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This just solidifies it and gives me the ability to do it quicker and more powerful. Outside of, you know, coming up with ideas for marketing and making it popular with 3D Systems, the very core of it is trying to do good in the world with it. So this is not one of those things. And I understand how noisy it is in popular culture when celebrities hook up with companies and how ugly and fake it could look. This is it couldn't be any more opposite. This is authentic because the core of it, like I said, is around philanthropy and getting kids up to speed with STEM. And I salute this young man right here for dedicating and disciplining himself. And the first person to ask questions, the world looks better tomorrow because of people like you, and I congratulate you on your discipline, because you could be doing a whole bunch of other stuff that teenagers or young kids are doing, and you're here in the middle of a wonderful transformational tornado, and I salute you. Thank you so much.